used to struggle a lot with my health, my weight, my physical appearance, and my confidence. And I believe it's still an ongoing journey. Looking back at all of the events that happened in my life over the last 15 years, there was this very one thing that helped me to overcome all of the challenges. It's helped me to gain back my power when it's come to my health. It helped me got out an unfulfilling marriage, got me out of my depressions, gave me courage to go after my life calling as a health coach, and that thing is called self-love. Now, practicing self-love is a lot more powerful than you might have thought, and I'll be sharing with you guys these 3 practical tips when it comes to self-love. These tips has helped to transform my health and my life in a very unexpected way. Number 1, practicing self-love means being kind to yourself. It is the inner thoughts, it is the conversation that you have with yourself when no one is around. My wellness journey first started 17 years ago when I first came to Singapore for my study. It was my very first time living abroad, so I have a lot of freedoms and I went very easy on my diet. As a result, after 2 years, I gained 10 kg. My peak weight was 61 kg. Now you might have thought 61 kg sounds okay, especially when I am relatively tall. But the fact is, because I'm tall and I'm heavy, it made me look big compared with other girls around me. And it took a lot of my confidence. I continued to struggle with my weight till I started my very first job. So I spent all of my money, my hard-earned money, on different diet program, weight loss program, with the hope that can help me to lose weight, to look pretty, and to gain back my confidence. It just wasn't the case for me. I become obsessed with the food I eat, control my portion. I try different kind of diets and exercise, and until one day I realized that this is not how I wanted to live my life. This is not normal. Every time when I look in a mirror, I had a very sad conversation with myself that I look fat, that I look horrible in this dress. I had the urge to hide my imperfection and my body in baggy clothes, and I don't want to live that way anymore. I wanted to live life with happiness and joy and ease. That is when I decided to stop fixing myself. Now, stop fixing yourself and giving up on yourself are completely 2 different things. And I've seen a lot of amazing women around me giving up on themselves just because they believe that they couldn't be healthier, they couldn't be fit, they couldn't lose weight, or they couldn't be in charge of their wellness. So they decided to let things slide and giving up on working to their best potential. Well, stop fixing yourself doesn't mean that you'll stop working on yourself. It just means that you're gonna approach things with more self-love. You're gonna be kind to yourself. The thing is, because when we have the mentality of fixing, we believe that there is something wrong with us. We believe that we are not perfect, there's imperfection, and we need to change to be better. Yes, we need to change, but it have to come from self-love. It have to come from empathy. So when I'm facing myself in the mirror, instead of criticizing myself and only looking at my imperfections or my shortcomings or my flaws, I acknowledge it. I empathize with my setback. And I understand that at a time I might fall off tracks, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna be there forever. I'll be able to bounce back on time. It's the same approach when it's come to food and diet as well. Instead of, being obsessed with being obsessed with starving myself, whether I should skip lunch, dinner, or, I should just have salad, I decided to focus on having a nutritious meal, having a balanced diet. I have this conversation to myself that I believe that my body deserves to be fed with the right nutrition. It's gonna help me to feel healthier, fitter, lighter. It's gonna fuel me and help me to stay energetic for the rest of the day. So by shifting my mentality, having a kinder conversation with myself, it helped me actually to stay on track with my wellness journey so much better. A lot of time we think that only when we become a better version of ourselves, then we can start to love ourselves. But little did we realize that self-love have to start before the transformation happen. We need to accept who we are as a person. We need to embrace our imperfections, and we need to be there as our own accountable coach. At the end of the day, I used the same strategy as well 2 years ago when I started to gain weight again during the pandemic. I pushed myself to exhaustion. I gained weight to again 60 kg. But instead of criticizing myself, I use the same strategy. I approach things with self-love, being kind to myself, and having an empathetic approach. Number 2, doing things out of love, not out of pressure. And what do I mean by that? An example that I would like to share here is physical activities. So during the time that I was struggling with my weight, I did try a lot of different activities, such as went to the gym, doing cardio, running, cycling, hiking, so many others. And one of the activities that I enjoyed the least was running. For some reason, I just felt like running wasn't for me, but I did it anyway. I pushed myself because I feel the urge of fixing myself. I need to lose weight, I need to burn out the calories. But I knew that I didn't enjoy it. Until I shifted my mindset towards being kind to myself, approach things with love, kindness, and understanding. It was the same time that I found out about yoga. And I still remember after the first 1 or 2 lessons, I immediately felt a great connection with the practice. After a 60-minute class, I love the feeling of feeling so calm and peaceful. And it was the main reason why I'm always looking forward to my yoga practice every week, even on the days that I felt really tired or lazy. And that was when the magic happened. Over the next 8 to 12 months, I consistently losing my weight by eating the same thing, doing the same kind of activities. And I continued to practice yoga for many years after, during my pregnancy as well my first few years of being a mother. It's helped me to stay fit, stay sane, and it was just a great me time. Something that I truly need during that period of time. And when it's come to physical activities or any kind of activities, I believe that we are all bio-individual. That means yoga might work amazingly well for me, doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So find activities that you truly enjoy, because at the end of the day, there might be times that we felt so overwhelming with responsibilities and obligations. If we chose to do certain activities out of pressure, we might not be able to commit to it. But if we choose and do things out of love and passion, it's very easy for us to commit and stay consistent. So that is the tips I wanted to share with you guys. Doing things out of love, not out of pressure, because it's really going to help you to commit to your wellness journey in the long run. 3, saying no. Learn how to say no. And why is it important? Because saying no is a radical form of self-love and self-care. That is when you're prioritizing your well-being over other responsibilities and relationships. And I know for some of you guys, saying no can be uncomfortable. It makes you feel unkind, unsupportive, or unlike you. But let me tell you one thing. When you are doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, like saying no, it doesn't mean that it's a wrong thing for you. It just meant that you have forgotten how to prioritize yourself and your needs in a really long time. By doing that, it's allow you to stay rested and recharge. And it's allow you to show up as a better version of yourself, a better employee, manager, lover, mom, and wife. And what is the opposite of unable of saying no? It result in you being so stressed and exhausted. Think about that. Let's say after a long working day, you're about to finish your work, but a last-minute request coming in, which requests you to stay up late. And then what happened is the previous night you didn't manage to sleep well. You're kind of having an argument with your husband over dinner. So after such a long stressful day, if I ask you to go for 45 minutes of activities and work out, very high chance you won't be able to do it. You just wanted to sit on your sofa, relax, watch your Netflix, and eat whatever is available in your fridge, or just order. On the other hand, let's say if you manage to finish your work on time, you slept well on the previous night, you have a loving dinner with your husband, very high chance that you'll be able to go for your 45 minutes exercise. And you see how having clear boundaries when it's come to self-care and self-love and time for yourself, resulting in you be able to commit in your wellness journey. So that is my number 3 tip for you. Saying no, learning how to say no and push back on responsibilities, because at the end of the day, work can wait. You need to invest on your health, on your time, and most important, on yourself. So that are my 3 tips when it comes to practicing self-love. Tip number 1, by shifting your inner conversation with yourself. Tip number 2, doing things out of love, not out of pressure. And tip number 3, learn how to say no. Share with me which tips you have been doing so far and which tip you love to do more in future. See you next time.